I don't know, but you seem to catch the big fish.
Yeah, well, let's see if I can catch it any bigger until I drag it, you know.
Fucking how are you gonna get it in the car?
Good question. Hi guys, obviously I'm in Queenstown. Last stopover before the trip ends, so to speak. I'll have a close up.
My bad, guys.
Apparently this is where I'm gonna be at 11 for the ride, even though it's crazy cold at the moment. So, me on the pier or somewhere in Queenstown, but as I said, most of the locations we found in the description, as well as with the maps and stuff attached on these videos. The history of TSS Onslow. Obviously, it's a 1912 Edwin twin-screw steamer based at Lake Wakatipu in New Zealand on the South Island. It is one of the oldest tourist attractions in central Otago and the only remaining commercial passenger carrying coal-fired steamship in the southern hemisphere. The history of its best at the beginning of the 20th century, New Zealand Railways awarded a £20,850 contract to John McGregor and Company Shipbuilders of Dunedin to build a steamship for Lake Wakatipu at their Otago Foundry and Engineering Works. The Onslow was designed by naval architect Hugh McRae and was based on a signed Martin steel hull design and using coating for the decking. Propulsion provided by twin coal-fired triple expansion jet condensing vertically inclined engines. The keel was laid on 4th of July 1911. The ship was named after Mount Onslow, a 2,889 metre peak at the head of Lake Wakatipu. She was to be 51.2 metres long, the biggest boat on the lake and the largest steamship built in New Zealand. Transporting the Onslow was not an easy task. When construction was finally completed, she was dismantled. All the quarter-inch steel hull plates were numbered for reconstruction, much like a jigsaw puzzle. Then the parts were loaded onto a goods train and transported across the South Island from Dunedin to Kingston, the southern end of Lake Wakatipu. After the hull was reassembled, the TSS Onslow was launched on 24th of February 1912. On 3rd of August, after the construction of the ship was fully completed, trials were commenced. On 8th of August 1912, the Onslow was fired up for her maiden voyage to Queenstown with Minister of Marine John A. Miller as the captain. She then became a valuable vessel for NZ.I, as she was known as the Lady of the Lake. The Onslow worked with her sister ships, the paddle steamers Antrim and Mountaineer, and the screw steamer Ben Lomond, transporting sheep, cattle, and passengers to the surrounding high country stations. In 1968, the Onslow was very nearly scraped, but she was fortunately rescued. She was leased by Fiordland Travel, subsequently Real Journeys, and then Real NZ in 1969, and then was later purchased by the same company in 1982. It was taken out of the service for a major refit in 1984. Her 12-metre high funnel was painted bright red with the hull of a snow white, and her Cody timber decks glassed in. During her long years on the lake, the most serious accidents to occur were 2 groundings on the shingle shores of the lake. In 1984, the composer Ron Goodwin created a New Zealand suite of 6 pieces recording his impressions of places he had visited. One of these is the Onslow steam theme based on the rhythm of the ship's engines, which he wrote after a short trip to Lake Tekapo. In March 1990, however, Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip travelled on the Onslow. Other royalty who have been on board, including the Prince of Thailand and the King and Queen of Belgium. TSS Onslow made a brief appearance as an Amazon River boat in the movie Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in the year of 2008. In June 2021, a report into greenhouse gas emissions in Otago calculated in the 12-month period July 2018 to June 29, the TSS Ernslaw emitted 4,076 tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent. This represented 1% of all transport-related greenhouse gas emissions in the Queenstown Lakes District. In October 2021, Real NZ announced that it was investigating carbon neutral or carbon zero means of powering the strong, powerful vessel. The heritage status. A detailed history of the Ernslaw, including archival photographs, has been published in the New Zealand Maritime Record maintained by the New Zealand National Maritime Museum. In 1990, the TSS Ernslaw was recognised as a significant part of New Zealand's engineering heritage by the Institution of Professional Engineers New Zealand, that is now Engineering New Zealand. The recognition was part of the Engineering to 1990 project, celebrating the country's sesquicentenary in 1990. A plaque was fixed to the vessel that reads, IPENZ recognises this engineering work as an important part of New Zealand's engineering heritage. The largest steamship built in New Zealand, it is now one of the world's last coal-fired passenger steamers around the world. In July 2013, the Southern Heritage Trust unveiled a plaque on the Dunedin railway station overbridge commemorating the location of the Margaret and Coal factory where TSS Ernslaw was built. In December 2017, the New Zealand Ministry for Culture and Heritage recognised the TSS Ernslaw as one of the 12 significant sites in Otago to be included in its Landmarks Whenua Tohunga program. The Ernslaw is winched out of the lake on a crater when major surveys are required. There is a historic slipway for this purpose at the southwest corner of the Frankton of Lake Wakatipu. The slipway is equipped with a steam engine-driven winch. The boiler and steam engine used to power the winch were originally in service on Lake Wakatipu, and the paddle steamer Antrim, originally that was launched in 1869. The Antrim was dismantled from 1920, but the boiler and engine was recovered for the use on the slipway. The Antrim engine is recognised as a significant part of New Zealand's engineering heritage. The current status of the Ernslaw. The Ernslaw celebrated her centenary in October 2012 and continues in routine operation, carrying tourist passengers across Lake Tukabu from Queenstown to Walter Peak High Country Farm, a tourism operation with farm tours, horse tracks, heritage tours, barbecue lounges, and evening dining at the historic colonial homestead. The ship works 14 hours a day in the summer months and cruises for 11 months of the year, despite being over 100 years old. Visitors to the region can undertake a 1.5-hour cruise on the board of the TSS Ernslaw and view the workings of the steam engine and the stokers. Each year, the TSS Ernslaw undergoes an annual survey, typically from late May to early June, with every second year being taken out of the lake. Passengers have access to a walkway in the engine room where they can observe the operation of the engines during the cruise, if they wish. The Ernslaw is the only working coal-fired steamship on the law register to date. And as I said before, basically, there'll be some images and also maybe a map where you can find this beautiful little ship, even though hopefully you're enjoying, as I said, these travel with Aspie blogs with hopefully some mini educational videos of the history. So I said so many times before about the South Island has enriched in history in certain parts of the South Island more than the North Island, which I hope to educate all briefly how some of the names of the South Island came about, as well as some of the well-known statues or landmarks or what have you that is well known for each part of the township and cities of the South Island. So this quickly ends a little brief history about the TSS Ernslaw. Stay tuned, chameleons. I'll be back with you shortly with a few footages of what I've been up to in Queenstown on the 4 days while FireTheLier and I've been down there, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.
Looking pretty empty, don't you think? Always having to wait for other people. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, she's ready. Oh, it's a good ride. We're going backwards. We'll catch you guys in 5 minutes.
People
Crystal clear. So, we'll be on the way back soon. She ain't got wet.
Oh, Mr. FireTheLier needs a second layer of clothes.
Just a few decent